It might be 4.
We're live, by the way. So
Yeah, I see that, bro. I like how you told me last minute. I see the little text at the top.
all right, boom.
Do it, man. We live. We live. We live.
Whoops. Let me turn this down. Yes, we are live. Firstly, welcome to the Online Health Business Academy. This is our first iteration of this, so forgive us for any technical difficulties. We're just pumping out the link. Let me just share the link. Let me share this link, copy. I just sent you the link.
Cool. Let me do that. Let me let you do that. Actually, I've got email set up. Yeah. Let me let you do that. Just send an email. I've already sent one out before, yeah? I'm going to go and jump on this. I'm going to share my screen. Let me share screen. You get a chance. All right, everyone. So, yeah, like Javen said, apologies for any technical difficulties. You know how it goes, but imperfect action is the way forward, right? Can't be perfect, but you got to get it done. So this is the first of many, many, many lives, YouTube lives to come. And yeah, we're going to just give you a lot of different value, man. We're going to give you a lot of different value. We don't think there's anybody out here doing this right now, you know, just giving raw value, just showing up live. And yeah, just giving game, man, without holding back whatsoever. So that's what we're going to do. We may play around with putting it on live on IG, different things, but you know, whatever, regardless, we're going to be there presenting you that value. So we're going to do it in a bit of a structure. First thing is we are OHB Academy, right? Online Health Business Academy. And our number one mission is to help personal trainers escape the gym floor, all right, and the client prison. So it's the gym floor and the client prison, if we're being honest, or being tied to working with people one-to-one in that gym floor, to travel the world and make more money at the same time. Very important for your health, your soul, and also find that love for fitness again. Because I speak to PTs all the time, and it's like you enter the game with that fire burning in you, right? And then what happens after, 30 hours a week later, for a month, 2 months, that passion starts to dry out, and the fire starts to burn out just a little bit. So that is our mission, to get you to fall back in love with fitness again, because you found a way that works for you and not just the gym. All right. So few disclaimers, few things just to start us off. Please subscribe if you're not already. So right now we're using Javen's page. Subscribe whilst you're here. It's very helpful. You might be watching the replay on our main page. So please subscribe. It doesn't cost nothing. Also join the Facebook group. We have an amazing Facebook group full of people like yourselves. It's completely free. And if you want to ask questions for us to answer on these calls, obviously we've got limited time. So if you ask in that Facebook group, we will reply. We won't be able to reply via YouTube or anything like that. So join that Facebook group. The link you'll find below. Download our free trainings. You don't always have to pay, right? You can also download free things and get a lot of value from it, and almost try before you buy it, or just go and make loads of money from it. So we've got those free trainings for you. And last but not least, you got to give. The more you give, the more you get in this world. So all we ask you to give is not monetary. It's invite a PT if you find this useful, right? Send them the link to this, share, tell them that it goes live. Help your people out. All right, cool. So Jav, just a quick one, something we wanna ask on a weekly basis. What's new, man? What's new this week? Anything you've learned? Anything to chat to me?
Yeah, man. So I think that this week it's been a testing week, but it's been a good week in the sense that learning about how to improve the delivery of coaching, not just, and that's on all aspects: fitness, mentorship, and also just the branding. I think learning how to become a better brand, especially with the topic that we want to help people with in regards to using Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, branding is the long-term strategy that people need to become aware of. And it's effective. But people don't, because there's not like an instant return with understanding your branding, that people don't take it seriously enough.
Yeah, it's true. I think we was chopping up about that yesterday on a webinar, right? with our actual clients within the 0 to 5K accelerator. And we're just talking about the 2-year goal. So if you think about 2-year goals, 5 years goals, you know, the long-term side of it, if your goal is to be making 6 figures, then what does a 6-figure coach's program, business, everything look like? And it's definitely going to have some good branding to it. You know, it's going to look clean, X, Y, Z. So that's what you want to be doing. But yeah, I mean, and in regards to myself for this week, I think, like you said, definitely, you know, a lot of lessons about client delivery, some lessons about just hard work, right? We know, you know, we've been in the game for a while. We've done mentorships, we've run our own businesses, built up our own businesses, but hard work. So we started something new, exciting. We won't reveal it right now, but you know, we've got some exciting things coming. But it's not just starting it and then click a button and then it's done and then we're just winning and laughing on top of the hill, right? It's all right, let's put the work in. And it's learning to actually even fall in love with the hard work, the journey, as they say, right? So that's the big lesson for me and for our coaches that we're trying to let them know as well. You got to work hard. You got to work hard and then you're going to get what you need. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the topic of today. So I'll be just presenting it and I'll be asking for Javen's insights wherever he sees. And it's going to be really quick. So you're getting a lot of gems today, you know, full-blown presentation in. So we're talking about how to be getting 2 clients per week on IG. Yeah. 2 clients per week. So who would love to get 2 clients per week on IG?
Everybody.
You know, everybody. Nobody would say no to that, right?
Nobody will say no.
So a few questions that I just want you to ask yourself. Let me just get this up and running for a second. A few questions I want you to ask yourself. If you're watching this, is where are you getting leads from weekly right now? Right, we're talking about 2 clients per week, but where are you actually getting your leads from weekly right now? And for most of you, most personal trainers, the answer to this is either I don't have any leads. I'm not getting leads weekly, right? Daily or weekly, no way. It's a bit random, it's a bit sporadic. Every now and again, someone might jump in or someone might walk into the gym or whatever. Or it's I spend time in the gym floor and I talk to members who look like they need help. That's your number 1 lead generation strategy for personal trainers, right? We all start doing that. Or last but not least, and there's probably more, follow a few people and message people on Instagram. You know, I already do a little bit of that messaging people on Instagram, but there's not much success to it right now. I'm not really getting the fruits to it. And all of these things are leading to frustration probably, right? Not making enough money. You know, the average PT salary is what, Javen? You know these numbers, right?
It is around, it's below the average salary. So it's in London, it's just below 27,000 per year.
Okay.
Outside of London, it's actually a little bit worse.
Okay. So £2,000 to £3,000, dollars, whatever you want to name it, wherever you're watching, is what, you know, people are making. But then you got to count your rent, you got to count your everyday living. If we're talking about London is one of the most expensive cities in the world. So you got to count every tax that they've started or they're going to start soon. So, you know, that's what happens when you don't have a regular lead generation strategy. What's lead generation? Just people coming into your business that are warm, that want to join up, or they might join up, or they're interested, or they have a pain. So what if here is how it actually should be? You should have a reliable lead generation system that you know will give you 5 to 10 new clients every single month at minimum, whilst you keep your previous ones. So you've got clients recurring and you're still growing, right? 5 to 10 new clients every month. How would that sound to you? All right, at premium rates. And just this is not what this topic, this webinar today is about, but we only get our clients to charge premium rates, good amounts, right? You're not charging £50, £100 a month, dollars. No, you know, we're talking 200, 250 or upwards per month, all right? Or in bulk. So a reliable lead gen system that's getting you 5 to 10 new clients. System now talking businessy. No more standing on the gym floor in your spare precious time looking for leads. Stop it. Listen, I know that it's trauma at this point. Yeah, you've heard it how many times. You need to stand more. You need to go wait. You need to go talk to everyone on the treadmill. You need to walk around. You're not there enough. Who's heard that? If you're listening to this, have you heard that? You're not on the gym floor enough. You're not present. Well, they want you to sleep there. That's what that's when they'll be happy, right? When you're sleeping there, you're waking up, eating, sleeping. So
I mean,
no more
people are eating there anyway.
Yeah, you're eating there, you're eating there,
Eating
literally
between
everyone's
clients. You know that life, that life where you're eating between
Listen,
clients.
I know it, I remember it. When you said that, I got a flashback of me there on the gym, by the reception area, eating my food, yeah.
Right.
It's like literally. And then it's so crazy that now the more we grow in business, we know that desperation is one of the worst things to show in business.
Yeah.
So how desperate does someone look if they're literally always there, like
in the gym, innit? Yeah.
It's hot, yeah. So
eating your breakfast.
That's it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They keep seeing your face. They might even need help, but they just think, nah, this person, this person gives me the ick. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about this person. So no more standing on the gym floor. You don't need to do that. And a refined messaging and conversation starting sequence that starts from your profile and gives you consistent results. All right. This is the reality. This is how a business that's thriving online should look, and even in person, this is how it should really be looking. All right. And that's what we're going to teach you. So here's how we do it. All right. Without further ado, step one is understanding the data. And I'm giving you some gems here because this is a pinch of what we actually taught our 0 to 5K accelerator students yesterday. Okay. So you've got the level 1 online coach primal phase strategy. That is you. Okay. No matter how much you want to believe and you've got all of this experience and whatever, you are just starting out. You don't have 5 to 10 high paying clients as an online coach, or 15 or 20. So you're just starting out. All right. So you need to start and work your way up the ladder. But you need to understand the data. So what this does, and it's a screenshot of the sheet, and we may give this out later down the line, but at the end of the day, if you really want it, request it, or you can actually just probably try and recreate this. But essentially, this sheet just breaks down how many messages you need to send out, how many conversations you need to get into with possible prospects every day online to make 5K a month. There you go, monthly 5K. We're talking about 5K here now. Now, 5K a month, would be amazing, right? From just your online work, not in person, nothing to do with your in person, just your online work. So, but even half of that would be amazing for you. If you're working, how many hours are you doing to make $2,000 a month? All right. You're definitely doing like you said, that's the average salary that most PTs are making. So that you're doing like 20, 30, however many hours. So we're talking about making 5K with zero out, not zero. You're going to put in a bit of time to, nurture your clients, get them or whatever, but nowhere near the amount of, 30 per week standing on the gym floor. So these numbers can be used to replicate and even half to 2.5 a month, even an extra grand a month, right? It's all great. So here we go onto the sheet. It actually talks about having 20 daily conversations. Okay, so when you know that, you can work backwards. You can do what we call reverse engineer. How do I start conversations? All right, cool. I need to go and find my niche. I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well, but actually have conversations, actually message people, actually block out time to, get into conversations. So you need to understand the data, right? And essentially you got the messaging that we just talked about, but then also you got calls. The best way to get what you're worth as an online coach, from clients or potential clients is through sales calls. And that's using Zoom. Okay. So you need to get people on calls with you on Zoom. And that's how you do it.
Why? What if I'm scared of doing sales calls?
I had a call the other day, yeah. I had a call booked. She showed up and the video was turned off. Yeah. The video was turned off, and I was like, and I've done my usual because a lot of people actually do that. And I was like, she's like, "Oh, can you hear me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you though. And she said, "Oh yeah, I don't show my face on Zoom." I said, "Why? How come?" She said, "No, I just don't do it." Also, with work, you always got to call out the BS without calling out the BS.
Yeah.
With work, you don't do the Zoom calls. Oh, no, I just don't do it. Don't do it. I said, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to take this call." And I didn't. Do you understand? And the reason being, to answer your question, is that one, you got to coach somebody, right? Online, you're not doing face-to-face meetings with them. You're not, telling them what to do, like in telling them, coaching them through their reps and sets. You've got to build a rapport with this person. You've got to get some trust going and some connection so that they can trust you, what you're giving, and basically say, you know what, I trust this person, I trust their knowledge, and let's get going. All right. If you're going to step into business with someone, if you're going to go travel in with someone, are you going to do that with someone you haven't seen in the face to face? So you're going to start a 6-month program with someone or 3 months, however long, and you generally care about the person. So whether they like it or not, that's already setting a bad standard just for you coaching. This isn't even about money. And then secondly, you know, when you're trying to, you know, close people and get people to spend money and on this thing called fitness and health that most people take for granted, you're going to need to tap into some emotion. All right. And guess what happens when you take away the screen and the face? People try to hide their emotions. You know, they hide their emotion. They don't give a lot. And what happens? You're not really able to tap into the pain that's going to allow you to actually get the sale. That's actually going to allow you to get what you're worth and let the relationship go on from there. So that's why the calls are important. And essentially, once you start booking calls, which I'll talk about in a little bit, you need to track the data. You need to know how many calls do I need to book to make one sale? How many sales do I need to make 5K, 3K, 2K? So you need to understand the data. Sheets like this, jump in our Facebook group, and I'm sure you will at least get a sheet like this in the Facebook group if it's not already, something similar is not already there. Step 2, optimize your schedule. Optimize your schedule. PTs, I don't care where you are, when you're listening to this 10 years from now, the biggest thing we see with PTs is their schedules look like nonsense. I was going to say something ruder, nonsense. Someone's calling you, you know, in the morning. Yeah, I can't make it today, but I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, okay, cool. It's nonsense, right? That's not how you run a real business. So, you know, and we could talk about that for days, but just optimize your schedule, man. Optimize your schedule. We just talked about calls, right? You got to sort out the Calendly. You know, that's what we use as an app, booking apps called Calendly. Get people to book calls in with you for there. Your training that you're already doing. If I was to go back to PTing, people would be having to book me on an app. They would have a set day. If they need to reschedule or something like that, you've got a set slot of times that you can do, and they have to book it like that. And if they don't find their slots because they've missed their original, then they still pay it. That's setting a tone of professionalism from the jump, man.
Would you put that? Hold on, Mike. Would you put that in a contract? Would you put that in the terms and conditions? How would you communicate that with somebody?
Yeah, you put that in the terms and conditions, and this is something that most of you don't probably have, right? I'm sure nobody's got. Javed, why don't they tell you about terms and conditions when you're doing your PT qualification? Tell me, bro. They tell you about Part Q. They tell you about Part Qs, but why don't they tell you about terms and conditions? Are you not a serious, respected business owner?
You know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think that is. I think it's because the PT qualifications, they don't really care about your business. They just want you to pay for the qualification.
They just want you to pay, yeah.
They just want you to pay. Just pay. Think about how easy it is to get qualified, realistically.
Yep.
Which is why it's such a up and down industry. PTs come and go. Like they said the other day, most PTs last 6 months.
6 months, boy.
There's a reason, because the qualification only gives you one thing. It don't show you how to build a business. It doesn't give you the skills to build a business. So that's why your education in becoming a coach doesn't stop just by being qualified.
No. So there you have it, man. Like even something as little as the terms and conditions, you're not taught that. So the truth of the matter is that what we just said is a testament to how behind you are in business when you start as a personal trainer. You know, especially if you didn't study it in uni or school or anything like that, you are behind the business. That's just the fact. It doesn't have to be a sad story. It just means that from here, the decisions you make are very important. You know, choosing to really get that knowledge in business. I see PTs all the time. I'm getting this new qualification. I'm getting this strength and conditioning. I'm getting this and that. That's cool. Like, I love that. You know, increase your knowledge. But business is how you're going to keep the lights on. Do you know what I mean? How you're going to keep the lights on. That the more qualifications ain't necessarily going to do that. But anyway, that little gem that I gave you there, you know, if you implement that ASAP with no procrastination or being scared or fearful about it, it will probably change the whole dynamics of your life right now. start setting some standards in your business. This is one I just found on Google. It's absolutely free. Use the Google Calendar as well to start setting aside time, because as we talked about the understanding the data, you're now going to need to start getting in conversations, right? Okay, so you need time. You need to set aside time to do it. Yeah, you can fill in some time in between clients to carry on and stuff like that, but you need dedicated time to follow people and send messages to the people that you're following. All right. Last step I'm going to get into, last, and because it's all you need. And I've deliberately kept it simple today because 0 to 5K is simple. It is actually simple. I didn't say it's easy, no way, but it is simple. So you need to not overcomplicate. You need to implement everything we've given you on this webinar today, right? So step 3 is your profile and niche optimization, okay? You hear these things, they get thrown around, but they're more important than you think. Your niche is you, essentially, right? Either it's exactly who you are, like literally your transformation and your journey, or it's just who you love and just you just love coaching the best, right? But regardless, you have to have some kind of connection with your niche, and your niche is people that are going through a specific problem. People and a problem, right? More so the problem than anything. So if you don't know that and you don't have a clear one, and it's just like busy professionals. And another thing as well, if you pick your niche just based on the fact of who probably am I going to make the most money from, you're messing up. And you'd be surprised. A lot of our coaches come into our program, to the accelerator, and say that, I picked this because I thought that it would be beneficial, and they got a lot of money and all of that. Don't get me wrong. Don't go for a niche that has no money. You can always tweak things a little bit, but don't pick it just based on the fact of you think it will make you more money. You've got to have some kind of connection to it, because it's going to make everything fluid. All right. So you find your niche within your own transformation journey or the people that you love serving. Now, your profile on social media is very simple. The aim of the game is very simple. It's the nightclub for your niche. It's the club for your niche. It's where they go and hang out. What's the club for? All right, cool. So if you're a old person over 60, you use a walking stick, you like a bit of jazz, what is that place going to look like? What's that place going to look like?
You're going to go to the Constitutional Club.
Whatever that is. You're going to go to the Constitutional Club, yeah? So it's going to be assisted. There's not going to be loads of stairs, right? The seats and tables are going to be, quite low, right? You're going to have nice jazz music there. You're going to have I say old people, but you're going to have certain sayings on the wall, certain pictures of old movies. You're going to create an environment for those people. Such you should do with your profile and your niche. It's no good just like anything else is a waste of space. Your qualification, all your workout data, or to do this workout, do that. Like, it's great, mix it in if you want to, but that's not important. What's important is what your niche want and need, and be very strict and shrewd when you're thinking about what your niche want and need. Like, don't just think about what you feel like posting. Think about what does this person actually need, what's going to benefit them. And then your program is the VIP section. So you're posting content on your main feed for your niche, right, all the time. And then you're posting on your stories and on your main feed about your program and saying, hey, look, like, you're here because you're this niche. My program is even better. Look what the people in my program are getting as results. Look what they're doing, on a monthly basis. Look at all the fun that they're having. Look at the tribe I'm building, right? So that's how you optimize your profile and your niche, so that when you're using the data, right, it's working. Because I just gave you a lot of game there. That's a whole lot of game. Because a lot of people come and now say that, I'm doing the messaging, I'm doing this, it's not working. It's not working. No one's responding to me. No one's this, no one's that. Well, maybe it's because your profile doesn't do nothing to them. It's
basically your nightclub is shit.
Your nightclub is shit.
Like, it's a shit bar. Like, no one wants to go to that bar.
You know that they're mixed nightclubs, yeah, where
you don't even know what the vibe is. You don't even know what the vibe is.
There's deep house 1 minute. It's the DJ shit, right? He's playing deep house, then he's playing bang, he's playing R&B, they're playing some nice tunes, then he just switches it to rock. Do you know that? You know them DJs, right? They just spoil the vibe. That's what you're doing. You need to have a clear-cut niche, because yeah, if this is like a salsa club, like what's the salsa club look like? Right, it's just salsa throughout the night. Everyone's dancing. They got the vibe set. So that's how you got to get your profile sorted, man. I'm done there. So, let me just say what happens when you do this first and foremost. When you do this, you're gonna get your first 10 clients in 2 months or less if you do these things consistently. That's without a doubt.
And I
Right?
want to add one quick thing as well. Yeah, when you niche down, you have to remember this one thing: the problem has to be something so big that someone will want to pay for it. Because if you niche down to a little problem, a small problem that's not worth paying for, then guess what? People aren't going to pay for it. So always remember that. Niche down to a problem that's actually worth paying for, man. That's really key.
Very, very key. Very, very key. And if you do this, then you're gonna get your first 10 clients in 2 months or less if you do this consistently. Consistently, what does that look like? Every day, really, every weekday at the minimum. But
What do we say? What do you say about the off license?
Off license, man, off licenses. So you look at off licenses in the heart of London, heart of New York, heart of all these expensive cities, but they're running the news agents off licenses. They're running consistently, not missing no rent. Why? Because they're running every day, every hour, 12 hours a day minimum, just little sales, little sales, little sales. So if you're doing it consistently, you're going to get your first 10 clients in 2 months or less. You're only going to have to work with clients that you want to work with, both online and in person. And I know if you're a PT, you've got some shitty clients, excuse my French, because I had them too. Yeah, I had them too, man. Listen, when the time comes and you're just like, this is going to be a long hour, a very long hour. So if you can change that and you're only working with people that you actually want to work with, you're going to enjoy your job again so much more. You're going to enjoy that being a PT so much more. So you get to do that because you're making that extra income. 10 clients at the rate that we spoke of is 2,000 to 2,500, right? Extra per month, very much remotely. And you get to spend less time on the gym floor, more time growing this. And this is what happened with us, right? As we start building our online businesses, we start realizing, like, let's say we have 5 clients in a day on the gym floor, 2 clients or 3 clients. We don't have to sit in that gym and wait for the whole time or sit on the gym floor and wait and look around at clients just watching paint dry. It's stupid when you come out of it and think of it. We can actually work more on growing this thing that's working and bringing us in revenue. So that's the powerful thing that happens. I'm going to have any questions. So it's our first day. We've had a bit of a live stream and technicalities, but usually the questions will come into Facebook. So I'm going to have a quick look and check out if any questions come in. Jav, have you got anything to round on?
Someone's left a comment on YouTube. They said, yes, this sheet would be helpful. Jamie, if you're watching this still, drop
Jamie's us in the program. Champion, You're in the program already, man. You got this last night's webinar. We actually, we gave it, we spoke about, and I actually sent it to you. Let me send that over to you.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Any questions? I can't see nothing in the Facebook group. Like I said, it's first day. We're getting to it. But regardless, what we hope is that you've seen the value from what we're doing here. All right. You've seen the value of what we're providing here. We don't hold back. Obviously, our time is limited. We ain't got hours and hours and hours to spend here for free, if we're being very honest. But the time that we do have, we want to be completely fluid, completely honest, transparent, and give you game, man, because we want to just see PTs win. We was there, and it could have went the other way. It could have went the other way for us, bro. I think you'd have to if we didn't go for this mentorship and then that, and then imagine still being on the gym floor.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine that still. I couldn't imagine it. I think I'll be stressed out.
We're gonna talk about that one day. What would life be like if
I'll be stressed out. Like long term. Like I think about the last 4 years. If I was doing that for the last 4 years, I think I'd be stressed out. And I think we had a conversation with Damien Scannell. He runs a successful online coaching program, the Super Dad program. And at the end of it, he said, like, yeah, he'd never go back to PT. It's just
passionately. He said it passionately.
Yeah, he said it with like a tone of like it was the worst thing in the world almost. And it's not that I'm saying it's the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely, it's like a tunnel vision kind of thing where you're slaving away without really understanding your worth and your value, especially when you've got coaches charging like £30 an hour, £25 an hour, and you've got to compete with those kind of people. So
yeah, because it's like more so than even a 9 to 5. Like with a 9 to 5, you've got work, take a break with a generous one, because some of you also are doing the same with the 9 to 5s, right? Even worse. But let's say you got a break and then you finish at 5 and then you're good, right? At least outside of your 9 to 5, you can kind of think, say, I want to build something, I want to work on this. Whereas with PT, because of the nature of it, you can literally be on from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. as I was sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Or even earlier. So that's the thing with the PT, and then it's not that that's the end of the world and that we're scared of hard work, because we still work very hard. It's the fact that because you're manually working, you don't really get to use the creative side of your brain.
Yeah, and there's a difference. There's a difference between working hard and working smart, man.
Yeah.
Jamie, put these questions in the Facebook group, mate, and we'll answer that. It's better if you put that in the Facebook group, because we can give you a bit of a deeper answer.
Yeah, drop it in though. We'll give a quick 1 minute. What's he asked?
I'm concerned about increasing current client rates. What's your take?
Oh, that's a good one, Javen. This is a Javen speciality.
So my personal opinion is, it depends how you wanna do it. But current clients, I wouldn't just say to them, "Hey, it's gone up." I would actually let them know. I would send them a message along the lines of, "Hey, as you know, I've added X, and X to the program, and I'm putting in a lot more time. So with that, I've had to increase my rates on your current monthly or however you got it set up. But you let them know, you tie it with the improvements that you've actually added to your coaching. So if you haven't added any improvements, then it's a little bit harder. But my advice is to always add something to make sure you've added something to your coaching program, so that it feels like, okay, it's justified. If it's not justified, then it's going to be harder, and some people won't like it. But if it is justified, it's quite easy to do. And on top of that, you will get people that just accept it, right? So even if you lose 1 or 2, if you've increased it by a good amount, 20%, 15%, losing 1 is not going to hurt, because then the rest that have paid more, they will make up for the deficit. So that's kind of how I personally would do it. I wouldn't be too worried about doing it, because your time is valuable as well. And then also I said it this morning on my Instagram, you got to have an abundance mindset, man. If you're scared about losing people all the time, then you're already in that scarcity mindset. Oh, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that. You got to be thinking, no, I'm going to win this, I'm going to win that. And that's really where the difference is made.
100%, 1000%. So we'll leave it at that. Jamie will talk further. I think we've got a call soon anyway. Got our first call together. So that, that will all be, that's the reason he's asking questions, right? He hasn't actually officially started, but he's
okay
when he starts.
I didn't know that.
So cool.
Let's go, Jamie.
For everybody on YouTube watching back, for everybody that was here watching, whatever, we'll see you here same time next week, man.
Same time next week, and we're gonna make sure streaming in Facebook and YouTube.
And
next
YouTube,
time.
we're gonna figure it out, man. 100%. Again, our only ask is that you give, because the more you give, you get back. So share this with a friend, share this with a fellow PT. There's enough clients for all of you. I know as a PT, it's easy to get into that. Like Javen said, the opposite of abundance is scarcity, right? So it's easy to get in that scarcity mindset. Oh, he's looking at my clients, X, Y, Z. Don't worry about it. Online, there's billions. So share this with a friend. Subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we're live, and join the Facebook group, because then you get some extra goodies, a lot of benefit. You get to ask questions and all of that good stuff, man. And with that being said,
Online Health Business Academy. Peace. Thank you for